In conjunction with the NFPA 285 tested assemblies that we list on our website as a resource, Hunter Panels has also developed an easy-to-use build-a-wall app that is available for download for use with iPhones, iPads, or Android applications, or is available on our website for web-based use with any PC or laptop. And the goal behind this is providing a visual adaptation of how you might select components of a wall and lead you to a solution that enables you to have a cut sheet that provides components of an NFPA 285 assembly. So we're going to walk through the app. So the first step once you get through the introductory pages on the app, and there's easy to skip through if you'd like to skip the introduction, but you'll be faced with a choice in 3 different base walls, and those options are steel frame, CMU, or concrete walls. So dependent upon which wall type is the one that would be most applicable to the building you might be working on, you would select that wall. So for the purposes of this design, I'm going to select a steel stud wall assembly, and all you have to do is tap twice on it, and it selects the steel stud wall assembly. Then you're faced with your 4 different continuous insulation options: the XCI foil, the Hunter XCI Class A, Hunter XCI Ply, or Hunter XCI CG. You can select any of those options, again, depending upon the wall assembly you might be looking at. We're going to, for the purposes of this application, select the XCI Class A product. Once that's selected, you'll then be faced with a number of cladding options for that assembly, and these would be the appropriate claddings that we have passed an NFPA 285 assembly, incorporating the wall system selected, the foam plastic insulation, continuous insulation product selected, and now you're faced with your cladding options. So for the purposes of this, we will go ahead and we will select a metal composite material. And you get a visual diagram on the app itself that gives you a visual of the wall, but then there's a button at the bottom that says View or Save PDF. If you hit that, it will bring up essentially the recipe card to build that wall and the options available, including the weather resistive barrier options that would be tested along with the continuous insulation, because those are the 2 components of NFPA 285 that seem to be the most variable and seem to be the most important as far as working together to create an assembly. So when you look at this build-a-wall card, you've got the wall assembly guide that starts with the base wall. It then goes on to your exterior finish, which is a metal composite system, and it gives you the details of the metal composite wall system that would be required. You then go to your continuous insulation material options, where you can use up to 3.1 inch maximum thickness of the Hunter XCI Class A product in this wall application. Talks about your floor line fire stopping requirements, 4-pound density mineral wool product in each floor slab penetration edge. Your stud cavity insulation options, you've got options for non-combustible insulation or certain brand spray foams, or you can leave the stud cavity bare. And there is a certain school of thought out there of taking all the insulation to the exterior of the wall, and that is offered by offering none as an option for stud cavity insulation. Then you look at your exterior sheathing. Because we chose the Class A product, the exterior gyp sheathing is optional, so you will see none as an option there, or any 1/2 inch or 5/8 thickness exterior type gyp sheathing as an option. Then you go to your weather resistive membrane selection criteria. If they're going to put the weather resistive membrane against a gyp sheathing, if that's used, you've got several different options listed, manufacturers and specific product types that can be used. If they are going to put the weather resistive barrier on the exterior side of the foam, you've got a subset there of the weather resistive barrier options that you could potentially use in a passing assembly. Additionally, you will see none listed in both of those places for the weather resistive barrier. And in our drawing, you will see weather resistive barriers in 2 spots. Hunter Panels does not have a recommendation on where you would put the weather resistive barrier because that determination can depend on the functionality of the building, the geographic location of the building, or many other different variables. It's up to the architect or specifier to determine where they want to put a weather resistive barrier or a vapor retarder, or if they want to use one at all. But we're just trying to provide as many options, no matter where you want to put that, that will conform with a 285 compliant assembly.